Hey everyone, and welcome back. Tonight we are racing in 3R's Sand Seqouias, which turned out to be a bit of a disappointment. My laptop ran out of battery about 5 kilometers from the finish, so it was really disappointing. I was really upset. Anyway, I was looking forward to this one. I haven't been doing very much climbing in the last few races, so I really want to push myself and do some more climbing in a race, and Sand Seqouias is not a bad one to practice on. It's got a couple of little peaks. It's sort of undulating up and down, so you get a bit of a chance to recover a little bit as you're climbing, and there's still a little bit of climbing as you're descending, so it's not a bad one to do. So I got sorted out. I've still got this graphics issue and performance problem. But yeah, we've got Sand Seqouias there. It's 20 kilometers. I think it was 20. It might have been 23 all up, including the lead-in. A bit of climbing there, 181 meters of elevation. But you can see from the profile there, there's a short little pinch at the start, and then we've got Titan's Grove, KOM, and then there's one little kick on the descent afterwards, and then you're back out into the desert to finish. So just got sorted out. In the pens here. There's not a big field. There was 7 or 8 or 10 riders in C. I think all up there might have been 20 riders in total. So, and like all 3R races, all the categories get mixed in. So you see A and B and C and D grade riders in the same race. But I was kind of keen to see how I was going to go. I've been looking at my FTP, and I've pushed up a little bit. It's roughly sitting at around 265 now, which is good. So that was nice to see that improvement. I've been meaning to do an FTP test to just confirm what that's going to be, but I'm not looking forward to doing it. I've been putting it off. All right, so we just got just over a minute to go. I've done the usual warm-up with Coco Cadence, or the C-grade bot in Watopia, kicking around with that group for sort of 15 minutes beforehand. I find it's a really good warm-up. It works really well. Not going to push it out hard at the start here. I'm just going to ride out with everyone else and see where everyone else is at. I'm not going to try and smash out the front like I had been doing. But recently I've sort of reeled that back in a little bit. It's just, I don't think I'm seeing any benefit in doing that. Sure, in the small crits, you can kind of get a jump start and break those groups up really quickly. But in a longer race like this, I'm not going to worry about doing that kind of thing. Oh, look, transition worked for a change. Excellent. Yeah, so pushing out sort of 4 watts per kilo. There we've got the A grade riders. Again, not big groups here. So yeah, 32 races in total. And that laggy effect I've got going on the graphics there is really bothering me. So yeah, just going to try and see if we can push up with these A-grade riders just for the time being. I can see we've got a couple of C-grade riders that are coming around. Who we got there? Hill. Who else was I riding with? Lenaham. Lowe. Thomas was a D-grade rider that stayed with us for a while, which was good. And Hark, Mueller. Yeah, so we form our own group here, which is good. You know, in these 3R races, it can be a real trick if you're not sure you end up trying to sit with a faster group because you think that's what you've got to do, and you end up just popping. In this case, though, we found our group pretty easily, which was good. And it's a good number too. I think it was roughly about 10 of us sitting in this group. So we're pushing out through the flats here. I think this is TikTok is the route that we're on at the moment. And we're just going to cruise through the desert. Just get a feel. Everyone hopefully gets settled in. Get a feel for where we're at. Who else do we have in here that I... Shvenki? Is that Shvenki? Who else we got? Tanaka. Yeah, so Tanaka was really good. It was good riding with oh well, I'm assuming with him. He was the B grade rider that sort of sat in with us, and you can see him in the dark blue and red kit with the black helmet. So he was really good. He was set a great pace, and it was good sitting with him. And Hill did a fair bit of work on the front too. I think you'll see him in the green kit. And Thomas was taking turns in the front too. So I think it's about after we start, or the start of the race. So this is the lead in. The one lap will start just as we go through this little rocky underpass. So that's about 5.9 kilometers before we hit the little desert town. So, and then that's where the start of the climbing will kick off. Heart rate's good, sitting around below 160. And on the mini map, we're looking at just two groups. There'll be a bunch of riders behind us, I think 17 seconds behind, but I woke up, unless I zoom out and I didn't, we're not going to see them on the mini map. So we've just got the A and B grade riders up ahead of us. And then we've got our group here. So it's going well, sitting in nicely, I think now. We're averaging somewhere, that 2.5 to 3 watts per kilo, which is ideal. Heart rate sort of sitting around that 158, 159, so I'm feeling pretty good about things. It's a nice group, and no one's really pushing too hard or trying to break it up. So I'm trying not to let the graphics bother me too much. It's bugging me a little bit, and rewatching this now, it's even more annoying. So I'll definitely have to try and sort that out. And we can see Tanaka and Hill just on the front again. Who else we got there? Just trying to pick out the names with the kit colours. So I think Kerr was another one in the orange. Lowe's in the pink and the hot pink and dark grey. So I thought, well, things are going well here, so let's try and break it up. if I go on the front and pushed it a little bit to see what would happen, because I was still feeling pretty good here. So you can see that the red part of the histogram there is just creeping up a little bit. And I wanted to see if we could shake out a couple of riders. And I think we kind of got close. There might have been a couple of D-grade riders there that I can see sort of on the mini-map sliding at the back, but I couldn't really keep it on for too much, and Tanaka wasn't going to take over, so they were able to get back on. But that's not to say that I won't try that again. And it felt good because, you know, it's been a while since I've been able to race like that and then try and push on the front and try and break it up. So everyone's gotten back on again. The group behind us now is pushed out to 22, 23 seconds. And there's only 4 riders in that group, and then there's a couple of others sitting at 49 and 55 seconds, so nothing to worry about there. Alright, so yeah, coming around, there's a slight little climb here. It's nothing special. It's like 1 or 2%, and then we come around again and back down to the flat. So heart rate crept up a little bit before 166, 165, which is still not bad, which I'm pretty happy with. So getting a little bit of a recovery here. And again, Tanaka and Hill and I are sort of on the front there. Yeah, Low's taking a turn. So we're kicking along nicely. And again, everyone I think who is in this race understands that it's when we get into the climbing that's where the tough work will start, and no one's really trying to do anything too stupid. But that doesn't mean that I won't give it another shot. So I think coming around, I think out through here, well, I sort of jump on the front again. It didn't go as hard as that first little stint, but certainly I think we crept back up to about 4 watts per kilo. Again, just enough to remind everyone that this isn't going to be, you know, sunshine and rainbows. Okay, pushing at the front again. Yep, starting to creep up into the red. So 3.4, 3.5. Yeah, 3.7, probably just under 4. So the Tanaka jumped in behind. And again, just trying to, well, not shake them out, but certainly get used to taking turns in the front, which I haven't really been doing a lot of lately. Yeah, so the grip isn't really stretching out too much. We've got a B grade rider here we're passing. So I'll come off the gas a little bit. And no one's really taking over, so oh well, there we go. So I'll slip to the back and just have a bit of a rest. Let some others take over the front. But it felt good. That felt really good. I enjoyed that. Heart rate still the 160s, which is great. Lots of, you know, green and yellow down there on the histogram, so that's good. So where are we? 7.9 kilometers. I think we come up to the town shortly, which I'm trying to remember the name of. I can't recall it. That's where Dino the dinosaur is. There he is in the distance. Now I was toying with the idea of just having another quick turn on the front, but I was a little bit unsure about how I'd go coming into the climb. As I said, I'm not a great climber, especially racing. It's not something that I'm particularly great at. You know, being at sort of 83, 84 kilos, it isn't ideal, but it's certainly something that I'm trying to improve. So I didn't want to burn all my matches at the start before we'd even hit that and then get dropped off the back. I look like a bit of an idiot. We don't want that. Alright, so we're coming into the town. Again, heart rate still 160, 162, which is good. Averaging sort of, yeah, that high 2.7, 2.8, 3 watts per kilo. Nice and consistent, that nice tempo range. Okay, coming through. A little bit of a, well, not a false flat, but slight downhill, like minus 1%, it's like nothing. But it's enough that you can kind of get, you know, just a little bit of a rest. So the big structure on the left there is the roundabout. We're on TikTok and a couple of other routes, I'm trying to think what they are, is where you do the U-turn and then you go back the way we came. So quite often this is a popular route that lots of people ride, and they'll come up to here, take a left, go around the roundabout and then head back. Whereas if you keep going straight, then you head into Titans Grove. Okay, so this is where it's going to start going up. And this is the part that I'm interested to see how I'm going to go. Whether there's going to be some riders here that have just been sitting in, taking it really easy, and are going to start pushing now, or whether I'm going to pop, or whether we just keep going in this group that we're going in. And so I'm keeping an eye on Tanaka. He seems to, yeah, I mean, being a B grade rider, I'm just watching him to see what he's doing. We've got Hill there as well. Thomas just behind us. Lenaham. So we don't seem to be separating that much, and the guys in the front there aren't riding off. So this is interesting. I'm liking this. This is good. So 4 watts per kilo, 3.5. Don't want to push to the front, but don't want to get left at the back and get dropped. So my old strategy of sort of being that third or fourth wheel is where I'm at. So we come up, there's this first little rise. So the comm hasn't started properly yet, that's soon. But we'll come up to a little bit of a left-hander where if you take it, you'll take it back to Watopia. There's that left-hander there. We're obviously going right. So a little bit more of a climb just on the coming up in front of us. And again, not seeing big separation in the group. Sorry, I did notice that we had dropped one of the C grade guys. So Schwenke got dropped. I'm happy that I'm pushing to the front there, which is good. And I know that we're going to hit that slight little downhill coming up, so I'm good for this section, I know that. The actual climb itself, I'm unsure. So a little bit of undulation, still going up a little bit. And it's this undulation that helps. Like, you still get this little bit of a downhill, and then you'll get the climb again. Gives you a chance just to breathe and recover a little bit. And we've dropped another couple of riders. I think we've dropped... who was that? Lowe and Kerr. So we dropped 2 more off them, and I think we're left with about 5 or 6 of us. Okay, so we've pretty much crested the first little kick. We've got a slight downhill section here, and then we'll start the Titans Grove Com. And I've got to say, I'm feeling all right. I'm surprised at how I'm feeling here. Heart rate's sort of creeping up to 172, 173. This isn't bad. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Okay, so a little bit of undulation across the top as we start to go down. And you can see that histogram at the bottom of the screen there is returning more to a blue and greenish kind of a colour. And then I think we hit the right-hander, a little bit further down. Yeah, so there's 6 of us, which is perfect. It's such a great group. This group was riding really well. Yeah. No, I was really enjoying this. Okay, so here we start the climb. So this is where I'm going to evaluate about how well I'm going so far with my training and my racing. I'm not completely upset if I get dropped here. I'm just going to try to keep, that 3.5 watt per kilo up the climb. So around sort of 300 watts if I can help it, without sort of going too much off the top. And so we've still got Hark and Kerr, 2 D grade riders, are sitting in, which is pretty impressive. I've got to say. Oh, and Thomas. We've still got Tanaka, Lenaham, and Hill. Now I wasn't noticing this too much on my screen while I was doing this, but you can see the graphics now are really starting to chop. And it turns out the reason for that was my battery on my laptop was almost completely flat, and I did not know. So at this stage, still feeling good. I'm still kicking along, which is good. The group's hanging together well, and I think everyone was thinking the same thing. We're all got a good rhythm, and this was going to be the group that we would finish the race with, I suspected. Although I was interested to see how the 2 D grade riders we've got with us, we're going to go with that. Yeah, so the graphics now, or in the recording, is completely shit. Yeah, we're getting like one frame every sort of 5 seconds here. But I can see from the mini-map we're about halfway up the halfway up the climb, and yeah, it was feeling good. I was really feeling great about this. This was going really well. Heart rate sort of sitting just below 170, you know, averaging sort of somewhere around that 300 watts. My head didn't feel like it was going to explode. It was all good. But alas, it was not to be. Alright, so I've still got Thomas and Hark in front of me. And Tanaka and Lenaham. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, I've got to be careful, I've got to watch out for these D-grade guys. I don't want to get stuck sort of sitting in behind one of them and they let go. It's just going to make it just that little bit harder to sort of have to power past them to regain the grip if that happens. So I was really mindful that I was watching their numbers on the screen there to make sure that if I saw anything change, that I was just going to have to work quickly to get around that. Yep, so I was looking at the map there, and we are still, we're getting close to the top. We're probably, I don't know, 500 meters. Yeah, you can see it in the mini map in the top right hand corner there. The two little spires, where that green dot is in that bottom left hand corner is where the end of the climb is. I thought this is good. I'm really enjoying this. This is going really well. And then Calamity. I think it might be about here actually. Oh, we've still got a couple of screens left, have we? The battery on my laptop must have been at like 1% here. Oh, and I was just, outrageous. I was just outraged. This is a little bit of a crush actually. I was really enjoying this. I thought I'm in for a good show here, and especially after I think we're done the Crit City one, where the sprint hadn't gone as well as I'd hoped. So I felt like I was gonna be in with a good show here. And yep. So I think it's around this point my screen went blank. And of course there's nothing I can do. I mean, what am I going to do? Go get my laptop charger and try and plug my laptop in, wait for it to charge up enough to turn back on again, try and rejoin the race. By that stage it's still too late, so chalked up a did not finish for this one, which is a bit of a shame, but well, there you go. Sometimes that happens. I'll remember next time to make sure I plug my laptop in. Yep, all done. Anyway, I was really happy with how it went to that point there, and I'll look for another 3R, probably Sand Seqouias race in the next couple of days and see how we go. If you liked what you're watching, hit the subscribe and like button, and I'll catch you in the next race.